So, if you love animals, this sounds like a silly question, but are you vegan or not?
I'm actually not vegan.
Okay.
But I do believe in responsible practice with the animals and the breeding and the farming. Yes.
Okay. Could I ask you, how does it feel to say on one hand, and I'm not trying to judge you because I paid for it too,
no.
if you love animals, and then at the same time you're paying for people to take animals into slaughterhouses to be gassed and shot and electrocuted and stabbed. Have you ever thought of that before?
As for instance, free-range chickens, I'd support that.
Yeah.
Not keeping them in cages.
Yeah.
So,
no,
I think there needs to be a compromise.
Yeah. Free range is definitely better for sure, but they all end up in the same slaughterhouse at the end of, like,
good point.
Chickens who lay eggs, for example. Yeah. We have bred them. An egg is a chicken's period, so it should be 12 to 14 eggs in a year. We have now bred them. They lay 320, 330 in a year.
It's humankind mink.
Yeah. And they get to 18 months old and they're completely spent and they get slaughtered. Yeah. And then new hens come in. So all those industries are really cruel when you stop to think about it. Most people don't know what happens in these industries. The dairy industry is cruel, the meat industry is cruel.
That's why the information is important, so people know. Of course, man. If people don't know, then they're not gonna care.
Like if I asked you what do we do to pigs when they go to a slaughterhouse in this country, do you have any idea what happens to them?
Actually, I do. My wife is a food scientist, so they've been to the slaughterhouses.
Yeah.
And you have good practice and bad practice. So you have where they shock them so they don't have any pain. It's instant.
Yeah.
Others do not have that, where the animal's stressed. So that's the important thing, getting the correct ways to do it. If you, because there's always going to be people who.
I know. So most of them in this country now are putting them in gas chambers to stun them. They're dropped down into a carbon dioxide gas chamber. They're suffocated.
No, that's cruel.
Well, they say that's the most humane. But you mentioned the electrocution.
As far as I know,
is that genuinely humane when you stop to think about it? Like, what's the humane way to kill somebody who wants to live?
Good point.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
No, I agree.
So how would I humanely kill you? If I said to you, I'm going to come into your house at night and you're sound asleep and you're not going to wake up and I'm just going to shoot your brains out and you'll not feel a thing, would you seriously try to tell me that's humane?
No. But we are a step above them, so we have to. I see it as you have to get a compromise, because there's always going to be people who eat meat.
Yeah.
But if we stop those practices, getting the worst things of the worst practices out of the way in the first place, that's an important step now from my side. Yeah.
I would disagree with you on that, because I don't think there's a kind way to do a really bad thing. I would ask.
And that's your right to.
Yeah, no. But I'm only having a conversation with you, and I'm glad you stopped to talk to me. Like, if we looked at slavery, for example, and somebody said, let's have abolition, let's get rid of slavery, right, human slavery, and then you had somebody in the middle going, well, we'll not get rid of it, but we'll give them somewhere better to live, and we'll give them a hot water bottle at night, and we'll give them nice food every day, but we'll still have them as slaves.
That's the point of.
You'd be against that. That's what welfareism is. Whereas animal rights is saying, let's leave these animals alone and let's wear something else and let's eat something else instead, and not pay people to do these really horrible things. And I know you said we're above animals, that's fine. I tend to see most life, I think that's a biased position. I think the way you need to look at it is, the way I think about it is, every life is equally important to the one that's living the life. So if you were an animal, you would look at it, from their perspective. They want to live their life too, just the same way you want to live your life. It's the only thing they own and possess is their life, and we take it away from them for a completely unnecessary reason when you can just buy plant-based products instead, So
it's a good way to think about it.
Yeah. Give you something to think about, maybe.
Yeah, you did.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to give you a card before you go. What's your name, by the way?
Alexander.
Nice to meet you, man. South Africa, yeah?
Yes.
We beat you last night.
I was going to say something now about that.
It was a terrible finish.
Yeah,
I thought that was a bad call.
I think it was a great game.
I thought it was a bad call at the end by the referee.
You shouldn't have left it so late.
Yeah, it would be a good game. But this is my card. And I'm going to ask you, there's loads of resources on here about the environment and the ocean and how it's being trashed by animal agriculture. This is about sports people and health. And you see the one at the bottom here, the best speech you'll ever hear? It's a guy called Gary Orowski, free to watch on YouTube. You just have to put that into YouTube. It's 30-40 minutes long. Literally the most powerful thing I've ever heard. A man, if you're genuinely an animal lover, just consider that every time you buy a product that's meat or dairy or eggs or animal skin or any of those things, you're paying for an animal to suffer probably well, I know for a fact because I've been in the slaughterhouses and watched them myself. You're paying for an animal to suffer in a really terrible way every single time.
The website?
No, this is a film that's filmed in farms and slaughterhouses, and it's absolutely brutal, man. I encourage you to watch it if you can. You see what the animals have to suffer and what they have to go through. It's a really hard watch. I mean, I watched it and I cried my eyes out, man. It is absolutely terrible. But this is, I do YouTube and stuff here, so check that out, man.
Thank you very much. Good luck with what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.